Huh. Are we live? So hopefully we are live. Hopefully we are live. Are we live? Yep, there we go. So yeah, we're live, and let me check into the chat. Well, there ain't much. Let me shift this to their sort of appropriate places, just so I don't get confused. Yeah, this can be there as well. Okay. So welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've actually been on YouTube, and so yeah, I've been doing a bunch of stuff from then. I've kept myself busy and all of the good stuff. But today, essentially, it's Sunday, and I wanted to do some live streaming, show you my setup, probably work a bit on this CLI tool that I'm developing. It's called Yank, right? We'll be working on this as well. With that, I have never really uh, uh like explored a lot into Axum, which is an excellent framework, like web framework for Rust. So we will be trying to make a server using Axum as well. I already do have a server made with it. What do we call it? What did I call it? I think it's called Album. Right. So this is a fast like photo gallery thing I wrote to try learning like how to use this in Rust, but we'll be looking a bit more into this. Probably build some simple API with it or something. So that's far off. But the first priority is going to be, well, me trying to showcase Yank to you, and also we'll be working on solving a to-do I had in it since a long time. So I wanted to add a caching layer to this. But and let me actually open up some piece of code. Hopefully this right here looks okay. Let me actually check that on my other device or phone or whatever I have handy, because there's this new theme that I set up, and I'm not really sure if it looks good. Oh, okay. So it is quite visible, or if it is not, you can always suffer through this. Yeah, and this is weird. So let me actually shift back the color scheme to spine, moon, I guess, or uh, whatever we had right there. There we go. Yeah, this looks good, and yeah, with that we can probably get started. So, we considering, should I wait for even some people to join, or should I just start? Well, until then, let me address my new setup. So let me open up random this thing. Well, yeah, or let me do it like all of the cool YouTubers do it. Let me actually just do a quick neo fetch right here. So this is my new setup. This is Ubuntu on an Idea pad running i3, and this is i3 with Polybar, which is like a very beautifully designed status bar for i3 and all of these window managers. And honestly, I've been finding it to be quite awesome. It makes the setup look quite aesthetic, as you can tell, and all of this is paired with the rose pine theme. You can't really see that in the GTK theme in itself, but if I can show you my kitty theme, or if I can show you the theme my NVim has, you can see that, alright, you can see that it is row spine right there. So yeah, we've been using that a ton, and as you can see, this status bar is pretty cool as well. I have custom written some of this, but I've been finding it quite awesome. So yeah, that's the new setup that I'll be primarily working in, and yeah, it's been pretty cool. And actually, I forgot to start the Tmux stuff. So yeah, this is my Tmux. I know I used to uh be a bit of a Sublime fan, and even one of my most popular videos on the channel itself is me showing you how to set up Neovim with the Sublime theme and stuff, and the next video to it will be dropping in a couple of days, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, essentially this is my current workflow and how I just set stuff up, all of that good stuff, right? So yeah, coming to my tool itself, I'm torn. Should I just show you the prepackaged one, or should I build out the latest one? Well, this is at version 029, and there's not been much changes. And let me see what version is this at. This is 0.8. Okay, so how about I build out the release quickly? And yeah, you need not grab a coffee. Rust builds, I know they are slow, but it's okay. The main program itself runs pretty fast, and that is all I need from Rust essentially. Okay, there we go. We can move that right there, and once I check the version now, we are running the latest version of Yank. So let me actually open up the GitHub page for Yank. And I do have like a good video explaining this coming out, but think of this as like a preliminary overview for what I'll be working on for the next hour or so. So this is Yank. This is a command line tool that essentially improves the developer experience related to the copy and paste in the terminal, right? So this maintains like a global index of all of the files that you copy and paste, and that can be later pasted in a sort of, how do I call it, asynchronously fast way, if I may. But yeah, I've enabled quite a bit of rusty stuff to make sure that it works pretty well. I'll just be opening this up in the github.dev editor. So let's give that some time to load. There we go. That's some time. It's right here in the handler. This is where the logic happens, and right here is, nope, it's not handle list. Nope, copy paste. Yep. So this uses a combination of Tokyo for the FS and a really optimized file walking algorithm. So to essentially walk the directory, and it does a bunch of stuff under the hood to make sure that your file transfer is as fast and smooth as possible. So the most common use case for Yank would be to copy and paste really small file, a large number of really small files essentially. So think of node modules or your Rust target directory and stuff like that. So the main reason I made this was essentially normal cp/r is really slow on such things, and I just wanted to make a really optimized Rust version that could essentially make me have something like this. So if you can see right now, I have this composer.json in my index, and it can be popped. But I can also clear out my index, and I've emptied the store essentially. So let's say I navigate over to another project that I've been working on called ccpml, that has a bunch of these C files, right? This is, I'm trying to implement like regression libraries and stuff in C++. So this correlates to that. I can just do a yank add dot. Oops, a yank add rather. We hmm. Well, we have our first error. That's embarrassing. Uh, in the src slash handler at line 81. I think I know what that is. I don't have it open. Uh, line 81. Uh, if arg dot preserve structure, if not, oh, this is where all went wrong. Huh. Uh, well, this does make sense. Uh, or how about I add something like unwrap? No, that would be weird. So, let me actually try checking out what's really happening on a non value. Yeah, all of that stuff is cool. Right. So, oh, oops. Hmm. Is essentially a panic method. Huh. Well, this looks kind of weird. Let's see. If the preserve structure is true. But yeah, let me actually do a quick yank config, check if the preserve structure is false, so the error is from within this itself, that we can be sure of. But essentially what we are trying to do here is to cut out the file name, but yeah, what does check slash do? Oh, alright. Yeah, it does all of that. Ah, okay. Uh, can you print lnx for me then? Uh, just like, I'm sorry. Just quickly print lnx for me then. I think I understood what's happening. Let me quickly navigate back to Yank right here, and let me cargo run at dot. Well, okay, so okay, that's just a dot, and that should not cause any problems. But all of this stuff right here would make it, well, we probably do not want all of this, and you just want to have a path buff from X, or we don't even need, actually yeah we do, we need a path buff from X, or and then actually all of this will not even be necessary. Okay, what does check slash return? Check slash returns a string for which you need to pass in the path. So if it is preserved, it is just x dash clone. If else, it is utils of check slash, and we pass in we just pass in a reference to x. Alright, okay, that should fix it. And then now all I need to do is just pass that in, right? Okay, and I probably also need to pass in that. Okay, and it says this isn't needed. Okay, so this should hopefully make sense, because where did that go? Just that. No. Arcs dot reserve. There we go. Okay. Right here we need to pass in the path. Let us check this. Okay, cargo add dot. Hopefully this passes. Okay, so it copied out one file. Now if I do yank list, okay, so yank is in. If I do a yank list plus size, okay, 2.47 gigabytes right there. Cool. Okay, and yeah, so we essentially fix the first problem of the day. Yes, stage all of them. We can probably also do a get commit. I mean, why not? Fix the their path issue. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and yeah, we don't probably need to push it out right now. But yeah, so now we can essentially branch out. What do we call that branch? What do we call it? Add size cache or something? No, just add cache. That's a cool name. Add cache. Okay. So cool. This anywho will not be in the 0.30 like semi-stable version or release that I plan on doing, but this cache layer would essentially act as a way to mitigate the time needed to sort of do this. Let me show you what I mean. So if I do a yank list right now, you can see that by default the list does not calculate the size of the actual content stored in its directory. But if I pass in a yank list of size, in this case, this is, I've calculated this many times and I don't know how it happens. I do not exactly have the underneath count of it, but it just works fast for some. Whereas if I quickly go to some other big thing, like let me actually go to my portfolio site, that if I do a quick du dot, you'll see is du/h, you'll see is around 275 megabytes, right? Which is not that huge, but it still is. So if I do a quick yank add dot, alright, I I forgot to uh, export the fixed version into my thing. Wait for that to compile. Hmm. Waiting for that to compile. There we go. That's done. Uh, then we move that Yank right there. You can see it is still a good version. Now let us navigate to my portfolio site again. Right, do a quick Yank add dot, copy the files, Yank list of size. As you can see, that brief movement, it stopped because the file count is so high. That is the thing that I want to avoid. But actually, I have not shown you all the cool stuff Yank can do in the first place. So as you can see now, we have two entries, and all of this is being stored in an unencrypted database in your home directory. It is like dot yank. As you that store.db is where all of your good stuff is being stored. And if I do a quick open, that should open up in that SQL browser. This thing that I have come out to full screen. So this essentially is where all of your data is being stored. Let me see if I can increase the zoom by a bit so that you guys are actually able to see what's up. Yeah, that looks rather okay. Uh, let me okay. This can be a bit 14ish. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that makes sense. So that's just a sequence. This is how it is actually being stored. Right here. So it has an ID, a name, a path, and the information that is it a directory or not. It just differs a bit. The functionality essentially differs a bit if it is a directory or not. But yeah, the name is useless. That is just a way for eventually when I do incorporate like history and the integration with bash history. That is how I plan on sort of indexing all of this. But for now, it is only indexed by path, right? So even if okay, that got stuck. Weird. So even if I do a yank here dot again and sort of refresh this, you'll see that the yank is still there because it was already indexed. So yank by default is not essentially making any changes to the directory that you're asking it to index. Yank is just storing the metadata related to it in a database file that it can later access. So until you actually do yank paste or yank pop, your the directory that yank is being operated on is not manipulated by yank in any circumstances unless you do a yank list along with the size. Then it just reads the database. That's it. It essentially counts it in a very simple walk fashion where each node of the directory tree is asynchronously walked so as to increase its overall efficiency. It's a whole other thing, but yeah, it works really fast. And I've never really learned how to use the uh, time functionality on Linux. Measures how long a command or block takes. Uh, right. So right, you can essentially pack it in. So if I do so to essentially use it, if I do a Yank list, you'll see that so and so entries are stored in a database. And let's say I want to put the new portfolio in a new directory in my PWD, which is slash snoopsign slash project slash Yank. I want a folder called portfolio with the new portfolio content in. So I just do Yank pop to testfolio. That's a cool name. As you can see, that was immediately indexed. And if I go into testfolio and do a quick LA, you can see that all of the stuff was copied over. However, that's weird. That's weird. These stuff should not be there. Yeah. Oopsies. Yep. This is essentially what we'll be doing. So much and so much debugging that I do not know why it is happening. If I do Yank list, you can as you can see, it is right here, but in the handler, I guess I should go to command. Yeah, that specific and specific only. No, I do not want to be in config.rs. I want to be in handler.rs, but right here, there has to be some place where we say that it should be specific. No, we do not. We essentially forgot to add it. Nope, 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 nope. We never actually read the specific at all. Mm-hmm. Well, no, user target does make sense. The files, on the other hand, how do I do this? What are we pushing in the specific though? That exact path. Okay. Okay, so that should make all of this pretty easy. So all we do is if let some specific path where, yeah, so I essentially bought a new keyboard and it's taking quite some time to get used to it. Paste config dot specific. If that is the case, then actually I can essentially pick out all of this, like take all of this, yank it, and paste it right here. Do some of this magic, and then put some else magic, and that causes a lot of people to be very mad. But you can still do it. Okay. Hopefully, there we go. Let some specific path. Then all we have to do is sfiles dot eta dot filter by if the what even is this files, it is an entry. So if so it takes an e dot path, is equal to specific path. Okay, dot and that how you do it? Dot select. There we go. All right. That should actually be equals to. Yeah. What's up? All right. Yeah. What's up? Value of type cannot be built from entry. Cool. So we essentially do this. Which. There we go. Okay. So forgive me if I'm slow. Ever since I have sort of quit Copilot. Yeah, by quit, I've actually quit it. So as you can see, there's no Copilot here at all. I've cold turkey quit it. But yeah, okay. So let us hopefully, if I am able to debug out the files, that would be hugely helpful. Okay. And let me do a quick run list of size. Wait for that to compile. I should probably put some music in the background. It's quite weird without music, but it's okay. Okay, so now let us do that. Run pop test folio. Okay, so there we go. We take in the two of them. We do that. Hopefully we have the right stuff. We do have the right stuff. And for what reason is the one in it as well? Is it because of this? User target? That doesn't explain as to why one is there. Dot path is that specific path. But yeah, that does make sense and that works. So okay, so that error we've solved it. Cool. So right now we have test folio all good and ready to go. There we go. Okay. But now what if we do actually, you know what, this is a really bad branch name. We have to call this fix some errors rather. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, but no, in all seriousness, this makes far more sense. Let's now fix errors. Yeah. Let me hide that status bar. I didn't know it was right there. Okay. All right. I actually forgot to mention, if like you can't probably rewind the live stream, but I wish I could. But uh, yeah. Essentially, when I put it into the test folio, um, I'm sure you did not notice, but the files in the .git ignore were actually ignored, right? So if I quickly switch over to new portfolio and do a quick LA, you'll see that there are a bunch of files that I've made sure it ignores, which you probably wouldn't want to copy over in any sort of circumstances. So let me actually wait. I keep forgetting to do this. I know this is a weird way to develop, but actually using Yank seems to help with the keeping the user experience in mind for me. So I just have the habit of doing it. There we go. Okay. Let's do a quick Yank list with size, new folio, right? This is the size with the dot get ignored. This is the whole directory size, right? Uh, However, if I do a yank pop into test folio, you'll see that it created a directory. It pasted only 331 files. However, this has a bunch more than that. I don't even know how to count files. How do I do this? Okay. I count one by one. I don't really know how to do this. Let's just look it up. Because, yeah, no, using ChatGPT is bad, but I quit Copilot cold turkey. I'm sure I can do this. But yeah, I'm hiding my history. I'm smart. Uh, it's just a bunch of weird T-mark stuff. But yeah, how to list, how to list the number of files in a dir using in Unix. ls/l, and then we grep each line. Oh, WC, word count. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But counts. Okay. What if I do a du/h dot and then pass in something like that? Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Now if I do a yank list along with the size, you can see that, yeah, it matches. Du probably ignores some files of its own that yank doesn't, but yeah, that seems to work. If I do a du/h slash, there we go. If do that again, okay, that's again weird. Uh, does du ignore that as well? I'm not really sure. Because du is like this new sort of this thing, device files. You know what? Let's stash this. Talk about something else. This is a bit confusing for me as well. Where were we? Right. You have the option. If I go into test folio right now, you'll see that there is no node modules folder or anything of that sort that was in its .gitignore file. So any of this, you will not see this here at all. Right. However, if I do a yank pop test folio with and pass in the flag -n, that stands for no ignore, you'll see that it takes significantly longer time to do this, but it does do it. Test folio with cd test folio with, and here you can see a bunch of node modules, blah yada yada yada. But what should be kept in mind that even with the node modules, it was incredibly fast. Let's actually time it. I had to pass in the RF flag. There we go. That's useful. Let's do yank pop with no get ignore, but time it. This was completed in 1.96 seconds. That's it. It was that fast. I actually do not know how to do this in using CP. I think I do. Test with CP. Let's just create a folder that we call that test with CP. So we do a cp/r project/new portfolio right here, and then we time this. This was executed in 2.21 seconds. So, I mean, isn't it fast? Well, yeah, it is, but well, the fast thing is just a way to sort of attract people. The main reason why I love this is that it is very powerful in the sense that you can use it almost like a normal this thing. So let's say I want to take out the cargo lock, the cargo terminal, the license, and readme.md and put it in a separate directory. All I need to do is go yank add cargo.toml, cargo.lock, the license, and the readme. All of them were added into yank. But yeah, we need to first remove these two, or yeah, it would be a huge problem. But okay, so 1 and 2. Okay, so now that those files are deleted, we can see that there are only 4 files that we all want to be put into a directory. You can just do a yank paste hello, and if I do a quick hello, you'll see that all of the files are there in the folder hello. It was that simple. Now to do it with CP would have probably been a bit weirder, since you had to have done all of that either manually or followed a bunch of semantics, but that essentially in the point. This is just a really pretty way to keep a sort of track of your files. And yank also comes in with like a config thing, so it can be strict, no ignore, all, override, delete, prompt, source, splash, calculate size, preserve structure. That's a bunch of options that I do not want to get into, but yeah, this essentially should fix the error. And to handle the calculation size flag, what do you mean better way to handle the calculate size flag? Where is it handling the calculate size flag? Unused assignments. Oh, right. Unused assignments. Yeah, that I need to figure out a way. This is just for the table for now. It should hopefully should not. Yeah, use the table struct to do it. It's quite cool. But yeah. Yep. That makes sense. Cool. Yeah, so this seems to fix our errors quite a bit. Are we joined by anyone? Not many people have joined, but that's okay. So, okay, that was one error fixed. Let's test it out a bunch more times. Okay, so nothing is there. Now if I do a yank dot to a yank list to size, that is quite fast. I wonder if I need to even add a, a caching layer to speed that up. Like, it works fine. But one thing that I never really tested out in Yank, that I do not even know if I should be testing this out live, but if I go into videos and I go into screencasts, probably, right? So u dash h dot it's just 73 m. That probably should not be huge, but if I do that on the music, it is a 1.6 gigabyte folder, and I want to see how Yank handles this. So to do that, I've cleared it out. Yank add music. There we go. Do a quick Yank list. Yank list with the size 1.79 GB, calculated on the go like that. Let's see where I should paste this. Let us go to home. Actually, you know what? Let us go back to Yank and pop it out into the WoW folder. Okay. Hopefully this does not blast my stream, because this has done that in the past. I guess one of my streams was literally destroyed by trying to do this. But if I do a du-h on WoW, it's still 1.6 gigabytes. Cool. This is weird. We do not want it to be a float. That's okay. This at least works. So cool. What if there are a huge number of files? Right, so let me actually go to pictures where I have some aesthetic wallpapers that I had downloaded off of GitHub. So this is just a bunch of photos. They're quite cool, honestly. But let me do a yank clear quickly. Clear that out. Add this in and list out the size, and this is around 551 megabytes with 364 files, where each and every file is quite bulky. I mean, they are MB, KB, they're a good number, where hopefully Yank funks somewhere. And yeah, this is quite weird to be doing it on stream, because anything goes wrong, my stream crashes, because my W3 IM is particularly not well with handling huge surges in memory. So let me actually keep track of how much memory we are using, which is honestly not that much, considering that I'm even streaming on OBS and keeping track of this, and also all of that. Low bitrate. That's okay. The low bitrate is usually fixed by YouTube itself in the final version. I don't worry about it too much. So, Yank pop. Wow. That was pretty neat. That was incredibly neat. Although, one more thing that I wanted to test out is if it calculates the time right. Because it says it takes 0.6 seconds, but to be fair, this also counts the time Yank itself needs to start. And starting Yank is not easy, because before Yank actually starts, it verifies a ton of stuff. that if the database is actually connected, if it's actually doing something, all of those cool stuff. But yeah, these bytes need to be converted somehow. I wonder if anyone has written a converter library in Rust. Unit converter lib in Rust. Uh, Yum. Okay. Yum. Length new, time seconds. Okay, what all does it have? Uh, exactly, like storage type. Measurement units, yes. This is what we want to check out. Uh, okay, this is weird. Um, this is weird. Uh, okay. Mm, VRAM works with quantities. Yeah, all of that is awesome. But, uh, like, I need to, modules right here. Is that won't be any, and that most likely will be a macro. Uh, conversion factor, auto convert. Yeah. Sorry, auto convert, embed, storage types, begin, further support. We do want all of that. SI, okay. So we need to take an SI. Okay, so right here. Don't even know what we are searching for. To be honest, we are not searching for SI, rather, or a marker. Nope. This is SI. Information. Let me actually search kilobyte, MB, nothing else. KB, or like uh or like kilo, bunch of kilos, but no kilobyte. Ah, turns out no one actually made a library for that. Bytes to MB conversion lib in Rust. Let's see. Rust pretty bytes. Okay, and because I'm sure someone would have made it. Pretty bytes. There we go. Let's see how it is actually written. Lib. I want to do some stuff. Main converter. That RS. There we go. This. Honestly, yeah, this is quite cool. I'm borrowing this right here. Oh wait, yeah, that always happens. I forget which one is actually the main one. There we go. Like, like my implementation of this actually sucks. It's pretty weird. Whereas this, on the other hand, is awesome. So yeah, this is the new convert size. You go. There we go. EMP. Uh, that's okay. Uh, that's okay. You can just order it in from us. There we go. Uh, Converts the size from of from bytes to human readable. Borrow. How do I spell borrow? Borrowed from 0 bytes. Okay, there we go. That's quite cool. There we go. That makes it even better. Okay, and now we can shift on to handler and command of list, or rather paste. And then we go to handle paste. Right. Okay. So right somewhere here is okay, paste it. Sensor files. There we go. Total size of the files is no longer bytes. It's no longer bytes. It is utils of, what do you call that? Convert size, right? And that takes in the file size, or what did I call it? Target file size, file sizes. There we go. File sizes. There we go. Okay. Convert size. Oh, there we go. Okay, that just happened and I didn't get what happened. That's cool. Okay, so a quick power build from release. Yank list size right again. Okay, that works. I think that yeah. Okay, so let me remove wow and wow1. There we go. Okay. Yank list. Okay, that's still there. Yank pop up. Total size of bytes. That did change. Uh. Oh. That ain't the point. It's still converting it. Is this in the right thing? Yeah, this is in the right thing. That's handle paste. Yeah, update the access time. That's okay. Paste. That doesn't really have to work. Oh my god, it's taking so much time just to build the proc macros for this. That's weird. The Yeah, Clippy is sometimes pretty slow, especially in the case of using in like Neovim and stuff. Or probably it is fast, and compared to Neovim, it feels slow. That's a optimistic way to think about it. But yeah, alright, I haven't really moved it to the target yet. Now let me remove wow. Go. We do a quick Yank pop wow. Okay, so there we go. That works. That works. Although, mm, I am just curious. How does that even work? Delimiter is 1000. Okay, so we take a number of apps. Yeah, we have the possible number of bytes. We just send in the negative byte if it is less than that. Yeah, that makes sense. And we take the delimiter. That absolutely makes sense. But damn, this guy deserves a star. Uh, Everything cool? Oh, okay. Go. Well deserved star. Okay, well, that's optimistic. Anyhow, pretty bad. Format, pass. Exponent. Oh, so he's calculating the exponent in itself and using that. That's genius. Cool. Okay. I'm not sure if this particular thing is what it should be right there. I could probably find something a bit more better. To no, no, not timestamp. The string. No, so RFC 288 is what it was currently with. How does that look? That looks even weirder. That just looks copied from the database itself. How does just two strings sound? That sounds innocent. Given value to string, but well, that ain't the point. You know what? That's probably okay. Uh, I'm sure it was suggested in the manual. That is why I did it. Why would I? Because, but this is looking pretty promising. But I'm still scared to promote it to 3.0. I mean, this looks pretty complete. This looks pretty complete, yeah. Delete the file. But alright, one more thing that I always forget is the small design details here. Do I actually parse it? Yeah, choices. Sort entries. Yeah. Oh, I'll just pass it in like that. It's spaces, okay. We delete choices, the map, the Windows Z, you enter the ID with its space. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So if I do a quick Yank list, if I say, oh, actually this is quite cool. It seems to mean, yeah, it autocorrects. It is honestly quite cool. So if I do, for example, you seem to have meant list, and that is due to another of my really cool libraries that I'm very proud of. It's called correct word. It is like a no-brainer implementation of did you mean for Rust essentially. So all you need to do it then is pass it the word, the correct dictionary of words, and it uses the Levenstein algorithm to predict or suggest the proper version of the word. Right? Does that makes sense because how do I put this? Uh, in the main.rs, right around here. Does that go? There we go. So this right here uses the Levenstein algorithm with a confidence of 5, so that anytime someone inputs a wrong word, before it automatically says you meant the wrong word and do weird stuff and exit, it actually gives you a chance, and it's like you seem to have meant this. If I do config, you seem to have meant config, and you want to proceed. Speaking of which, it is high time I change the config a bit. So I want it to be strict. I want it to be not ignored by default. We don't want it to preserve the structure. I do want, however, for it to not prompt me. I know that's a bad idea, but it's okay. If I do a quick, now I'll no longer get errors if I do like confirmations. If I do Yank clear, it says it's just cleared. So yeah, I have built this really powerful tool. This is like 1,000 lines of very good pure Rust code, which is quite cool, honestly. And you are going to witness. Alright. Bad idea to have that lying around. There we go. Yeah, so they were there. Let us stage that. I guess this is the. Oh no. Oops. Seem to have done it. It's okay. Uh, that was the wrong key binding, but that's okay as long as. Okay, so git commit. Fix errors related to pop. There we go. Okay. Cool. Write that out. Oops. Write out and exit. There we go. And then we check out to main. Then we merge into fix errors. Simple fast forward. Check the status. It is ahead by 1 commit. We push it to the origin. There we go. And then we quickly go to the cargo.toml. Change this to that and this to that. And that and then we push to 0.3.0. Then we finally pull. We also tag it because that's a good like system. Git push origin. Where is that? There we go. Git push that to the version as well. And then we do a quick cargo publish as well. There we go. Oops. Yank. There we go. If I check out the tags, oh, this is by putting it out. There we go. We have that. Yeah, perfect. In the to-do.txt, yeah, I'm still not sure whether or not to even add the cache layer. I'll probably just scrape that idea. We'll see. So the laptop slows down when Rust is compiling. Pretty classic. Okay. Human panic. Yank 0.3.0 is in the house. Okay. Yep. That's available at the registry. Cool. I guess in order to visit my creation, I go to crates.io /crates /yank. It starts loading in the data, and there we go. It's right here. Pretty cool. And yeah, it's been used quite a bit. Not that much, but yeah, it does well for itself. That's the GitHub repo, and it reflects. Oh, I forgot to add the crates.io. Yeah, that makes more sense. CLI, Rust tool, Rust CLI, CP, CP, copy, paste. There we go. Those should be pretty good ones. Okay, that makes sense. I've been working on this since the past 3 months, and today is when I released its final implementation. Kind of cool. What changed? Oh, the cargo lock changed. Oops. Okay. Thank God it was up. Let's see. First version. Oops. Target slash release slash yank to all the way to slash bin slash. So if I do a yank of version, actually let's see if that works. Yeah, that works. So yank.h fetch. Yep. So let me actually see how long I've been streaming. I know it's been quite a while. Yeah. But yeah, makes sense. I believe you've had a good time watching me do this tool stuff. The original plan was to also have some bit of server stuff in it, but that's okay. We can probably do that one later. Put that in the to-do. User experience buffering. Stream status is poor. Oh, well, that says enough. Anyway, with that being said, hi. So with that being said, I guess I can end the stream now. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one. And yeah, check out check out Yank for sure. It is quite cool, and yeah, this is not the zoomed in thing I usually use for stream, so it might look a bit weird, but this is Yank. It is quite cool. Give it a try. For now, I don't really have like an installer and stuff ready. You can just do a cargo install, like cargo install Yank, and that'll do it regardless of you're on Unix or Windows. You would need the Rust up toolchain and stuff, but yeah, hope you give it a try. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.